Shalom and welcome to Siman Sof Torah. This year is entitled "The Criteria for Saying Hallel When the Jewish People Are Saved." So, Shavuot night, when we learned the Seder Moed, the Gemara that we chose for Moed is the Gemara in Psachim and the Gemara in Megillah. Gemara Psachim says that when the Jewish nation are saved from Tzara, Maves L'chaim, we should say Hallel. There's a takana to say Hallel. And the Gemara in Megillah says that we don't say Hallel on Purim. And the question is, why not? And the Gemara gives three answers. One, we were in Chutz La'aretz, outside of Israel. Another one is that we're still slaves to Ahasuerus. Another one is that we have our Hallel in the form of a Megillah reading. So based on those two Gemaras, one would think we went from Maves to Chaim, from death to life, in both 48 and again in 67. And maybe there's a good svara to say Hallel based on those Gemaras. It was in Eretz Israel. We're no longer slaves to anyone. And we don't have Megillah Esther. And therefore we should say Hallel with a bracha. So there's a lot to discuss. Many commentators say there's a lot of issues involved over here. There's many issues involved here. Some say it has to be the salvation for all of Klal Yisrael. Some say it has to be an open miracle. Some say salvation has to be spiritual as well. So there's a lot of details involved before we jump from the Gemara to the conclusion of saying Hallel. But another fact that needs to be looked into is that Gemara, both in Psachim and in Megillah, is not quoted by the classical poskim. So the Rambam, the Rif, the Rosh, Tor Shulchan Aruch don't bring down that when there's a great national salvation, we say Hallel. So you have a question A, why didn't the classical poskim bring the Gemara down? That's number one. And number two, once the classical poskim don't bring down the Gemara, what does it mean in terms of halacha? Can poskim from today look at the reality, 48 and 67, and say, hey, it fits the criteria. 48 and 67 fit the criteria of those two Gemaras, and we could take that Gemara and apply it and say, we should say Hallel with a bracha now. Can poskim do that? It's a fascinating question. It's a big study. How does the whole development of Psak work? When you have a Gemara, the posek feels that the reality today fits into that Gemara, but the poskim just didn't bring that Gemara down. What do we do in such a case? It's a fantastic shaila, and of course this needs a lot of analysis, both applying the Gemara when the poskim didn't bring it down, and what exactly is the criteria from the Gemara to apply to modern days. So that's what makes this topic so juicy and so fascinating. It requires a lot more analysis. This is just Rashi Prakim, some of the concepts that are involved in this fantastic study. Shalom.